day 3 of my road project. I'm getting late because last night we have a brownout until now since 1 o'clock a.m. last night, and it's just so hot and it's so uncomfortable that I think I need to get out later. What happened is I keep on calling the electric company. Is a big mango tree down there fell over on a post. So there's about 3 teams working on it now because they can't work on it last night. So they started working on it about 5 o'clock this morning. And so the trouble is when this contractor that cuts all the trees that near the electric wires, near the electric poles, they only cut what's near it, not anticipating the growth that's gonna happen in just a few months when they can come back here. So in just a couple of months, the tree is now growing towards that post. So this time it is near Pitos down there. So it's got a lot of wires carrying the post that fell over. So a lot of us has been on brownout since 1 a.m. last night. So I will be going down soon. So I'm nearing the build. Let's see what they have cut. I've noticed that it's only Odlito here because there's something wrong with the multi-cabs. So I let the Junelle drive it and fix the multi-cab before we get it ready for our hauling of the G2. So this is what they've done. They're manually digging out this mound here that we will be seeing. That blocks our view towards a straight line. I know there's a lot of you will saying about the grader and all that. This is only a very short road, and hiring the digger to come here, it's not worth it for the size of the road that I'm building, and they will charge you by kilometers. So I will just do this gradually by manual, because when I start to build my castle before, I have manual labor because, like I said, there's no road here before and there's no equipment that come up. So it was done manually, and it was done digging through underneath the solid soil right on the hill. I know it takes us long, but I know my castle is strong. So, but this is another content for you that's different from what you're used to in the Western world, is digging this out manually. And let me see here, because yesterday I was suffering from all these red ants. So they have leave the trees on the middle because they so-called gonna do this gradually. I've seen that they have cut more. But I was suffering with red ants last night. When I go home, I got loads of red ants on my hair, on my clothes. The one that has been living on top of the trees here. I went down, I went up home, and immediately take off my clothes, and then old B come in. Oh, you don't want to film that. You don't want to lose your subscribers. The big B, because I need to get all those ants, and then that's why you can see they're burning it here because of all the branches seems to have ants because of the time of the year, I suppose, that it's very hot and the ants like to live there on top of the trees. Those big types that really, not the red ones in the bottom, but the big ones, oh, they are really annoying because they keep on biting me. So that was my experience here yesterday. They have cleared most of the trees, and I'd like to talk what kind of trees that needs permit to be cut. It depends on the size. If you have a full size, you see that acacia tree there, the old man just had it cut off right to the log and it's now started to sprout. That's the sort that needs permit if you cut it. Or a full-grown mango tree, like what you got there. It also needs permit, but this size of trees that I have here on the road are only tiny. It does not need permit to cut off because they are just tiny. But a full-grown tree, usually you need a permit from the DNR. You go to the barangay and the barangay approve it, and then you take it on to the DNR. Then they will issue you a permit to cut. They will inspect the tree and then just issue you a permit to cut of how many trees is in your application and what are the circumstances that it will not affect this and all that, because they will have an inspection first before. That's the process, but usually they don't even inspect. They just rely on the photos that you send, that you will show them, and that the tree is viable to cut, it will not affect anything, and then they will just issue you the permit. So this is the situation. And also, like Slim Jim asking me if what is my plan of the budget, the rental bungalows. Is it gonna be concrete or made of indigenous materials? I would like it to be concrete, but the interiors will have a cabin feel. The interiors will be made of the bamboo and lumber, just the interior decorations, but the exterior will be made of concrete and metal trusses. I just want to have that ambience of a different ambience of a cabin ambience using the indigenous materials that are available here. I could get the timber cheaper. I just want it to be looking different from the industrial grade, but I know inside it's made of concrete and it can stand the earthquake, typhoon and stuff like that. I know it's gonna be a lot of maintenance because of the wood, but like I said, I got 3 people that it's now my domestic stuff. Anyway, that's the job they can do. And with regard to this digging here, I know we just started this last Thursday. This is the second day. But on the digging, on the clearing, this is the second day. Next week, when they all be concentrating here without the interference of going to the budget bungalow, I think we will be clearing most of it next week. So this is how it looks like incorporating with the road. So from the road, you'll turn towards the 5-meter wide space private road I'm having. So this is the one we're gonna pave first, and then we will be starting to build the prototype. And yes, I'm planning to have each of the rental bungalows to have its own septic tank. I will be using the PVC kind of septic tank, not the hollow blocks. So because there is available now the PVC septic tank. I used one of them before in my one other project, and I used the PVC septic tank, and it still does the job. The hole, put in the septic tank, angle it how to properly receiving for the pipes from the toilets, and there you cover it up, then making the hollow blocks. So right now, and if you hire the digger at this time of the year, June 1 to 15, we are still on general community quarantine, so you will be waiting until it's allowed to go out. So, well, if you think about it, while we're waiting for it, might as well just do it manually. I know it won't take them long for this one, but if it does, it doesn't hurt me so much like it was when it was the other workers, because this one, whether they have work or not, I'll be paying and giving their benefits and privileges anyway. But that's hard labor. This is where old Lito pour all the diggings from that mound. It's a very deep, steep like cut here like a cliff. So I don't think it will matter if we pour it here. So I was just talking to the mother of the girl that married a Korean, and she said, no, because they're planning to make a road here, and they were just so concerned there's so much to be filled up. So anything that we put in here will help to fill up. I mean, they're planning to have a road made here towards that Korean, and then on the right side on another property. So I don't think it will matter if we pour those rubble here, because it is really deep. Because imagine if someone drunk driving a motorbike from the main road, skid here, fell over there. There's so much big rocks down there. Okay. So it won't even make a dent on the size of that hole. So it's still very deep. So this is where, like, we turn to go inside. This is the pipe to go inside our private road. And I think that coconut has to go, because when we cut it through, the coconut will be hanging in the middle. I'm going back there so I could take out my daughter. She wants to go out and get some food, because we can't cook. We got no electric. But this is just not a regular thing. Only like things like that. Mango trees fell over, like last Christmas, New Year. A hut burns, and the hut was located near an electric post. So the New Year, the next day we have one like this, no electric. And with my domestic stuff, I'm only gonna be working Monday to Friday, because Saturday is my filming day. I'm back to my regular schedule now. I'm here outside here in the city, because there's brownout in our place, and it's still brownout until now. It started 1 a.m. last night, so I have no choice but to make sure that my family have food, because I can't cook. I'm using all electricity, so I have to get some takeout. It's unavoidable, but I have to make sure that just in case that the power don't come back about dinner time, 7 o'clock, so my family have food there ready, even if it's just takeout, because it's just unfortunate that we have a proper emergency with our electric connection there in the hills, that a mango tree fell over on a post, and 3 teams are working on it right now. I just called them and they're still working on it, so there is no given time where it's gonna be coming back. So I decided that I have to pick up some takeout food, like a pizza and a burger maybe. But this time I'm waiting here to get some Starbucks for my daughter. Then I'm gonna go and get the pizza for dinner tonight. It's the things like this happen once in a while in our hill, when like I said, there was once in the New Year that a house was burning because of the fireworks, and the house was near an electric post. So we suffered the same brownout as before. So the guards wants me to get closer. Okay. So this is the queue for Starbucks, because this is the only Starbucks that has a takeout. But the other one that's open, you need to call by the Grab Food, Food Panda, or the Lala Move. They don't have takeout, only through those couriers. I'm back here picking up pizza for dinner tonight because I was told that we still don't have electric at this time. It's now 4 o'clock. So it's a wise move. They have to get it. Takeout food because I cannot cook. We have no electric. Hopefully, it won't be another night that we got no electric because it's really uncomfortable to sleep without aircon when you get used to it. And you got no entertainment because how can I upload the videos tonight if we don't have electrics? Hopefully the electric company is able to solve it. Otherwise it'd be over a day. It's now since 1 o'clock, 1 a.m. last night. So I hope it will not reach 24 hours.